streaming. You can look at find the live stream.
Okay.
Tell me when you're locked in.
There is a 27 seconds long stream.
Yeah, not that. Try to find the live one. You might have to refresh it.
Okay. Right.
You here?
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Yes.
Well, I put my list into this site, and there's an option to play. I can show you how the deck plays if you would like. If you'd like to see.
You want to do this right now?
I can just show you quickly what happens. Do you?
Of course.
Okay. Is that a yes?
So I don't understand. Are you gonna? What are we doing? I don't understand. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I'll just show you how it plays.
Okay. Is it gonna be in person against you?
No. This is acceptable to you?
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
Okay, well just watch.
I'm watching. I'm locked.
It's like Grothama is my commander, right? You know the worm.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sucking the cock.
Mm-hmm. Is that the cock or is that you?
It's me.
Okay. Alright, so turn 1. You draw at the start of your turn. So I do that. Draw the card.
Okay.
I play the Mosswort Bridge tapped. It has Hideaway.
Wait. Where's past?
This land enters tapped. It has Hideaway, which means I look at the top 4 cards of my library and exile one underneath it. I will put Summoning Trap underneath it. You don't need to know all this stuff. Now, it says if I have a creature with power 10 or greater, I can play the card that's underneath it for free. Any others get shuffled back into my library. Okay, I go to next turn. So this just shows how the deck plays, see? So, this turn, play Witch's Clinic and Emerald Medallion. This is just another land. This one discounts all my green spells by 1. Next turn. Okay, how much does this cost? 6, 5. Got. Wow. Alright. Anyways. I can play this card as a land, paying 3 life to make it come in untapped. Then I can exile this card.
I want to read.
you don't need to actually read this. It's just, you can just think of it as a green land that, here, I can turn it over. It has two sides. One side's a spell, this side is, it taps for green. If I pay 3 life, it enters the battlefield untapped. So I'm playing it as a land, so now I have 3 lands. And so 3 lands, this thing reduces my green spells cost by 1. Then I will use this card here. I can exile it from my hand to add 1 green. So I'll do that. So that adds 1 green, 2, 3, 4 mana, 5. Oh wait, hold on. Did I do my math wrong? This one costs 6. Shit, I did do my math wrong. Never mind. I did my math wrong. I'm gonna play that instead. It enters tapped. 1, 2. Okay, yeah. I'll go to next turn. Now I'm gonna do what I just said. Exile it from hand. It adds 1 green. I play Smuggler's Surprise for 6 mana. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 from this. It's 5, and then this one is 6. So it's a 6 mana spell that I'm playing on turn 4 here. And I'm doing that middle effect. You may put up to 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So this goes to graveyard. I put both of these creatures.
Trojan horse.
Yep.
Like that.
So I put a 7 mana creature and a 6 mana creature onto the battlefield for free. For the 6 mana. This one, he's a 5/5 with trample. If I tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times that much mana instead. It triples my mana. And this guy, whenever he attacks, my creatures get +X, +X, and trample, where X is the greatest power among creatures I control. Okay, now I go to next turn. So now, if I just tap this, it'll be 3. So if I tap these 2 lands, each of them adds 3 mana because this guy. So that just gave me 6 mana right there. This discounts my spells by 1. So I'm going to cast my commander. He's normally a 5 mana card. I'm going to cast him for 4 mana. So I'm still floating 2 mana right now. With that 2 mana I have floating, I'll cast Contest of Claws. Target creature I control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. If excess damage is dealt this way, discover X, where X is the excess damage. So let's say the opponent had a 5/5 creature on the board or something. I would have my commander, who is 10/8, do 10 damage to their creature. And then I discover X, where X is the excess. Discover X means I draw cards until I get a card that is less than the excess damage. So let's say it was 5, and then I can cast it for free. So it got me this. I shuffle the others into my library. So I kill one of their creatures, and then I cast this enchantment for free. It says I can sacrifice a creature anytime to draw cards equal to its power, then discard 3 cards. Okay. I will then... Actually, I would tap these differently. I would do that to do those. Then...
So I don't fully understand the tapping process. That doesn't happen in Arena.
What do you mean when you tap a land, then it adds mana? In Arena that happens.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I would have tapped like
something like that, yeah. You tapped.
Then
Okay.
I will would go to combat. No, actually, I wouldn't go to combat yet. I would tap this for mana. It adds 3 mana. I will use this ability here. I can play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if I control creatures with power 10 or greater. My commander has power of 10. I cast this card for free. I can look at the top 7 cards in my library. If I find a creature card from among them, I can put it onto the battlefield for free. So I can choose one of these to put on the battlefield for free.
You drew those cards?
No, so
And
I didn't actually draw them. I'm looking at the top 7 and choosing one to put on the battlefield for free. So we'll do that. Then I'll play my land for turn. And this one, can I make copies of it? I don't know. I don't know how to make copies of it. Anyways, I'll go to next turn. Alright. So, I'll go to combat.
1 second. 1 second. My battery. 1 second. Okay.
So this is like turn 6 right now? Yeah, it's turn 6. Which is pretty fast. I'm going to go to combat. I attack a player with these creatures. This one actually has 2 copies of itself, because that's how it works. But I don't know how to make the 2 copies of itself. When this guy attacks, creatures I control gain trample and +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest power among creatures I control. He has 10 power, so all my creatures get +10. There's 3 of these guys too. So
15, 13, 20, 13 again, or just
13.
the other cup?
So,
Oh, okay.
And then I will. So, what I will do is, I have, whenever my creatures attack, I may choose to have them fight Grothama. So what I'm going to do is tap this for 3 mana. I will then use the ability on this. Target commander gains lifelink until end of turn. So now my 20 power Grothama has lifelink right now. And then I will have this guy fight Grothama. He does 13 damage to Grothama, but right now Grothama has 18 toughness. When this guy dies, he puts +1 counters equal to his power on each other copy of himself. So the other 2 copies of himself get 13 counters on both of them. So one of them dies. So then I'll have the next copy of himself fight Grothama, who is now 26 power. So when that happens, Grothama takes the 26, Grothama will die. So Grothama fought both of them. Grothama had lifelink. I gain 40 life from the lifelink, which puts me at 80 life. And then I did 13 damage to him, and then I just did 26 damage to him, which that equals 39 total damage to Grothama. So Grothama dies.
And it adds life again.
Well, no, so I counted both of the life instances already, but when Grothama dies, I draw cards equal to the amount of damage that was dealt to Grothama by sources I control this turn. So he dies, I draw 39 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. And then these guys are still attacking. So this guy, the 26 power one, also died. So he already had 13 counters on him. He has another 39 counters to yeah, he has 39 counters to himself. I don't know how to do all that. So he's 39 plus another 10 plus 3. So he's 52 power with trample right now, headed towards an opponent. So that probably just kills someone right there. And then I have these other...
Yeah.
And then I have 2 other 13 power guys also going at an opponent. So
yeah, this is pretty strong.
After combat, it's my second main phase. All my stuff taps for triple mana. So I'll take a look in here real quick. Yeah, I think I'll just make sure I don't have anything else in here. There might be a way I can... So first of all, I have a 0 mana card that I can play that just says I have no maximum hand size, so I can keep all these cards. And then I would tap these. That's for 6 mana. I'll play Psychosis Crawler. His power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in my hand. Whenever I draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. I will then use the ability on Greater Good, this enchantment. Sacrifice a creature, draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power, then discard 3 cards. This guy has 53 power right now. I'm going to sacrifice him to Greater Good and draw 59 cards, which almost is my whole deck.
Trigger the other card.
This guy does 59 damage to each opponent. And he's also like 70 big or something. I think I win the game there, probably, on turn 6. That was a turn 6 win.
Did you do this?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it wins in multiple ways, but this is like kind of its game plan. So there's multiple ways it can do similar stuff. I gained 40 life that turn, and I did like hundreds of damage and drew like my entire 100 card deck.
This is genius. This is the one that the guy said that he saw Grothama before, but he didn't see this way.
Yeah, the other person he saw play Grothama, he just played it as a 5 mana 10/8, and he like put equipment on it and tried to just attack people with Grothama being big.
Connection. Connection. What did you say?
The guy that he saw play Grothama, he just, because Grothama is really big for being a 5 mana creature, the other guy I saw play it just played him as a big creature and like put equipment on him and attacked people, and that's it. Just played him as a big creature. He didn't try to do like the draw cards thing very much.
I was using Gretelma before as well, for its toughness and like power. I didn't even realize he had those. Yeah.
You want to see another, or is that enough?
Of course I want to see another.
You don't have to say yes. That was not a question you had to say yes to.
Because you're already gonna show.
Oh, am I? Okay. Well, let's get it out of the way then.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright.
Let's go.
And Commander, you draw a card on your first turn. I will... Wait, let me just do some math. So I play a forest. That would be 1. Put that on there. That'd be 2. No, I'll play this enchantment on my forest. It says whenever the forest is tapped for mana, I add an additional mana of any color. So this forest taps for 2 mana now. But he had to tap to pay for that. So I go to next turn. Oh, I'll play my spell book for 0. That gives me no max hand size. I will tap my forest for 2 mana. I will use 1 of that mana to cast a Soul Ring. Soul Ring taps for 2 colorless, so I'm floating 1 from this. That's 3. Then I will exile this Elvish Spirit Guide from my hand for another mana. That puts me at 4 mana. Oh wait, no, I could have played a land per turn. I didn't need to do that. Yeah, puts me at 4 mana. I cast Thran Dynamo, which taps for 3 mana.
I haven't seen that one. Is it a land?
It's an artifact. So on turn 2, yeah, I did all that on turn 2. So then I will, yeah, you can see, just taps to add 3 mana. I go to next turn. So I have 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana on turn 3. 9 if I count this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Vigor for 6 and Harold and Bob for 3 by exiling this from my hand. So that's 9 mana total. So Vigor says, if damage would be dealt to another creature I control, prevent that damage and put +1 counters on that creature for each 1 damage prevented this way. So if someone would deal damage to this guy, if they would deal 5 damage, instead he takes no damage and gets 5 counters.
Yes, 5 counters. Yeah.
And this guy, he's a 3/3 Vigilance Reach. When he dies, he turns into an enchantment that goes onto one of my lands and makes the land tap for 3 more mana. Okay, I go to my next turn. That's a lot. Let me think for a second. It wouldn't quite work. I'm going to play Grothama. 3, 4, 5. I will then attack with Harold and Bob going towards someone. I'll have him fight Grothama. When he fights Grothama, I prevent the damage, so he would deal 3 to Grothama. It adds 3 counters to Grothama, because the 3 damage he deals to Grothama. Grothama deals 10 damage to him. So he gets 10 counters. Oh, and he has vigilance. So now he's a 13 with vigilance attacking someone. Grothama gets another added 3. And I'd probably send this guy someone too for another 6 damage.
It's attacking right now, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that's all. I just did like 20 damage to someone right there on turn 4. And then, and I still only have 2 lands, and I still have like 8 mana. Now, so this is 6, 7, 8. I'll spend my 8 mana to cast Smuggler's Surprise. I'll do the first 2 things. I'll mill 4 cards and put up to 2 creatures or land cards from among the milled cards into my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it creatures or lands? Up to 2 creatures or lands. Okay, so I only got these 2 lands here. That's fine. And then the second part, I might put up to 2 creature cards from my hand onto the battlefield. Nyx Bloom Ancient and Ancient Stone Idol. This is the guy that taps for, or makes everything tap for triple mana. This is a guy that is a 12/12 with trample. When he dies, he makes a 6/12. And then I will play one of those lands I got. This turn I attack again. This time, Herald, when he fights Grothama, will add 13 counters to Grothama, and Grothama will add 13 counters to him. So Grothama is now a 26, and he is also a 26 with vigilance going at someone. So someone could probably already be dead by now, and then I have this guy also attacking. Grothama himself would attack at someone, so this turn I'm attacking with 58 damage on turn 5. So someone's probably dead. Okay, this turn, it's in my graveyard. So my stuff taps for 1,000,000 mana. I would play Balaged Recovery for 3 mana. This taps for 3. And I can return a card from my graveyard to my hand. I'll return this card to my hand. Then I will... This taps for 6 mana. And this is another... Oh, wait. It's too much. It's like... It's 12 mana. I cast this card. Top 7 cards in my library, put a creature from among them onto the battlefield. And I can put counters on it if I want. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. I'll put this guy on the battlefield. And this turn I probably just win. Tap. I'll give my commander lifelink until end of turn. He's still at 26. Now this turn, yeah, I think I would turn 6 again. I would make it so that my biggest, so everything attacks. I would first have my biggest creature fight Grothama, which is this guy. He's 26. He fights Grothama. He puts another 26 on Grothama. And I gain the 26 life right there. Grothama is now 52 power. So then he now fights this guy. He gets the amount that he fights. He fights this guy. He puts 52 counters on this guy, and this guy puts another 12 on Grothama. So then Grothama fights this guy. This guy gets 64 counters on him, and Grothama gets another 6. And then he fights this guy. This guy gets another 70 counters on him, and Grothama gets another 5. And each time I probably gained like 400 life right here or something. And now I'm swinging about 400 damage with trample at my opponents on turn 6, so I think I just won.
Okay, 400 damage and then it triggers again?
Oh yeah, and then I would gain another like 100 life from Grothama hitting them.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be pretty annoyed if you were my opponent.
Now, of course, like, this is without an enemy here, so they could be destroying my stuff or something, but it happens really fast. I was turn 6 both of these games that I almost certainly won, and on turn 4 I already attacked for like 40 something damage at someone. So
this is not a commander. They use Grothama as a commander, but this is not the way they use.
I mean, some people do, but at least the guy that, like, nobody really plays Grothama in general, so nobody really knows about Grothama. I've never seen someone play him, and so there's one person that has seen someone play him before, and he told me that he didn't see him play this way. He just saw him played as a big creature.
So you caught this from looking through his decks and you created this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the good part of the game, to be honest. It's not like the arena just giving you the cards and the Isaiah making it your decks.
Well,
this is the good part.
See what most people do when they make a deck? They either just look up what are the best commanders, and then they just find a list that someone made. You know, they might even find it on this website. They might just search on this website, or like explore like top decks, and then they'd find a deck list like that, and then they would just buy the deck. They press the buy button, buy deck. Oh, are you there? Hi.
Sorry, Mom.
It's okay. See,
You kept talking, but I couldn't hear.
Yeah, so most people, when they want to get a commander deck, they would go to a site like this one. This is a popular site, and they would just like explore the top decks of all time or something, and they'd find like some of the most popular, powerful decks. They would find a deck list like this, and they would just press this buy deck button or something, and they would order the cards for them without having to think. Or if they want to build a deck themselves, they would go to a site like this, and they would look at like top commanders. Here's the number one, like this is they're ranked by the number of people that use them as commanders, and they'd be like, oh, I want to build a dragon deck, and then this is suggesting all the top cards that are put into the deck. So it's like they don't actually have to think. It's just like, oh, this is how you build the deck. I'm going to add these cards into my deck. So they don't have to build. But what I do is I just search for cards that have certain text in them. Like, my commander color is green, and I'm looking for cards that have a power higher than 7. And this is searching all of Magic cards for green cards that have a power higher than 7. Because Grothama has a toughness of 8, so I'm looking at cards that can fight Grothama and kill it. So like, oh, I want to add this guy in there. So this is, and then I use filters like this, or I was looking at trap cards there. What are other
Why
things?
do you want to kill in fight Gorthon?
Well,
Trigger its abilities?
yeah, because then I draw cards from it. So I just searched stuff like that and built my deck, and then like afterwards I might check this site to see if there's anything obvious I missed or something. But I actually like go through all the cards and build it myself, and like there's 100 cards in this deck, and each card is a different card, so you only saw like a tiny bit of it. There's still like a million tricks. Like this card, you draw cards equal to the number or the power of creatures you control, and you cast a spell for free out of your hand. So I would like draw 10 and then cast one for free. Or this card can't be countered. You draw cards equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control, then you put all of your creatures from your hand onto the battlefield. Let's see, there was this guy. He is a 5/5 that can't be killed, and I can tap creatures with power.
1 second. 1 second. I just spoke Turkish to you.
Phantom.
Bir saniye. Oh, last March of the Ants.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if there's a delay on my screen.
Okay. Now we can move.
So this Mossbridge troll, I can tap.
No. I see your... is this correct? I see this.
Look to the left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, I
Yep.
see that, but is this correct that this is the page? Okay.
So this Mossbridge troll, he's a 5/5 that can't be destroyed, and I tap any creatures I control with total power 10 or greater, and he gets +20/+20 until end of turn. Well, if I just have this guy out and play Grothama, he can tap Grothama to give himself +20, so he's a 25/25, and then he can fight Grothama and draw me 25 cards just off of himself. Or this card.
But, wait, how, like he is, oh yeah, he's gonna gain the toughness, and fight Grothama, okay. Even though he's smaller than Grothama, okay.
Yeah, he taps Grothama to grow huge and then does it. And then like, I have cards like this. It's like 3 mana to put an XX creature where X is the greatest power among creatures I control. So this is 3 mana for a 10/10. Or cards like this where when he enters the battlefield, put any number of creatures from my hand onto the battlefield. So I could draw all that huge hand of cards, and I put every single one onto the battlefield. Or this card, he costs 12 normally, but he costs X less to cast, where X is the total power of creatures I control. Well, Grothama is 10, so this guy would cost 2 mana for a 12/12 with trample. So there's a lot of stuff in here. It's hard to even show it all. This one, it deals damage to another creature equal to the power of creatures I control, and excess damage creates a 1/1 for each of them. So, yeah, I could keep showing stuff, but that gives you an idea. Makes a lot of stuff.
Show me Psychosis Chrome.
Yeah, Psychosis Crawler is one of the best cards in the deck.
Yeah, you showed me this.
Ooh, another card. So normally counter spells are only in blue, and especially not in green. But this is a 7 mana spell that says counter a spell or ability that targets a permanent I control, but it costs 7 less to cast if it targets a creature with power 7 or greater. So if someone tries to target one of my guys, then I can counter their spell for free. Or like that summoning trap card I showed you, if they try to counter my spell, but I have this in hand, I can play it for 0 instead. And it looks at the top 7 cards and puts a creature onto the battlefield. And like all of my creatures are huge, because I have 25 cards in my deck that are just for getting me mana fast.
That's a really good deck. I'm curious about Demolition Field.
I'll show it in a second. The Stuffy Doll. It's indestructible 0/1. When it enters the battlefield, I choose a player. Whenever he's dealt damage, it deals that much damage to the chosen player. So I could attack with this and make it fight Grothama, and then it would just deal 10 damage to that player directly. Demolition Field, is that what you said? Yeah. It's a land that I can sacrifice to destroy someone else's land, but we each get a land to replace it. So that's like, I have that land that was giving my commander lifelink, for example. There's a lot of good lands. So if I saw someone else had a land that was causing problems, then that gives me a way to destroy their land. Fight rigging. I know
that one.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's really good in this deck, because all of my creatures already have enough power, so it just chooses a card for free from the top 5 of my cards and plays it.
It triggers a lot. Works with the other cards.
This card...
Carpet of Flowers.
Where's Carpet?
Is land.
So... during my turn, I add mana to my mana pool equal to the number of islands my opponent controls. So if someone's playing blue, which I'm playing against 3 players, there's a good chance someone's playing blue, then it can add like mana for every single one of their islands. This card is weird. It's makes my creature tap to deal damage equal to its power to another target creature, but it can target itself, so it can make Grothama deal damage to itself twice and drop 20 cards.
This is a crazy deck.
Yeah, that's enough.
So you put these here and you don't purchase them. You just create a deck and just here.
This is the site that I actually normally use. It's just the other site lets me play it. Yeah, and I just go here. I press proxies. I select. I press print now. That's it.
That's it. So I was thinking you were actually getting the decks like arranged by yourself and printing them like that. I didn't know it was like proxies ready like that for you.
Well, I print out the pages and then I cut them out,
I know that much.
But, this, things can go wrong. I can sometimes not draw enough creatures or not get enough mana or whatever else, but yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a good deck. Yeah. I like it. I would wanna play it or see you play.
It can be a little complicated to play sometimes because you have to do everything in the correct order. And I wrote a little description for it too.
I was just leaving 1 second. Okay.
Oh, you can leave.
Did you write this?
Yeah, I wrote a little description. Because it's a public deck list. You can hover over the cards and it shows what they are.
Tips. This is like if it's written by like professional.
What, just because I did dots and thing?
No, you're a good writer. And I've always said it.
So yeah. That's enough time.
Huh?
We don't have to spend any more time on this, but I thought you might enjoy seeing. Oh, there's one more card. One more card. Where is it? Traverse the Outlands. Search your library for X basic land cards where X is the greatest power among creatures you control and put them onto the battlefield. So that would search my library for 10 lands and put them all on the battlefield.
Yeah. Pretty annoying for the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So you use this in the store. This exact. Okay.
And usually people read him and they're like, they don't really understand fully. Because I always tell people, because I know like what my deck does and how it kind of explodes out of nowhere. So I always tell them, read my commander before we play and like read him carefully so you know what he does. And they read him and they're like, they don't really get what I'm doing and they're like, oh, that's weird. I don't get it. And then after I suddenly like fight him and I do my big turn and I draw like 35 cards or something, and everybody's like, wait, let me read your commander again. Every single time. So that includes opponent's creatures. Opponent's creatures can also fight him. So that's the risk. So if I leave him on the battlefield on opponent's turns, then they might fight him and they could draw a bunch of cards off of him. So I make sure to they're usually imagining like, oh, you must be like trying to play him as a big creature, and then other people try to fight him, and then you like use a trick to make him bigger so he kills my stuff or something. That's what people imagine. Or maybe I'm just playing a funny deck that like helps everybody somehow. But I just pretty much never play him unless I'm ready to fight him, so that nobody ever gets a chance to fight him except for me, so that I'm the only one that gets to draw the cards. Sometimes I'll decide to let him stay on the board if I'm like sure that he'll survive, but usually I only play him when I'm going to fight him right away.
This is, yeah, pretty smart. Not gonna lie.
I'm sure it could still be improved, but I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty unique.
Thank you.
But yeah, I thought you might like seeing.
Thank you. Of course I do. All the time.
Anyways, that's enough of that.